The church was packed with over 1,000 guests. Luxury cars filled the entrance. Cameras were ready to capture the wedding of the year. But moments before the ceremony began, the billionaire's son disappeared. The bride, Emily Carter, stood alone at the altar, watching her dream collapse in front of everyone she loved. For 20 years, she believed Ethan Whitmore had abandoned her. But the truth was much more painful. He didn't leave because he stopped loving her. He was forced away by the very family that wanted to protect their billion-dollar empire. Before we continue, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Mind Blowing, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next unforgettable story. 20 years later, a forgotten letter would reveal the shocking secret behind the wedding that never happened. Before the world knew Ethan Carter as the billionaire heir who would inherit one of America's most powerful family empires, he was simply a man searching for something money could never buy. Ethan had grown up surrounded by wealth, private jets, and luxury homes, but he always felt something was missing. Then he met Emma Brooks, a kind schoolteacher whose simple life was completely different from his own. Emma didn't care about his family name or his billions. She saw Ethan for who he truly was, and for the first time, he felt loved without conditions. Their relationship quickly became impossible for the world to ignore. The billionaire heir and the humble teacher became a story everyone wanted to follow. When Ethan got down on one knee and asked Emma to marry him, she believed she had found her forever. But their dream wedding would soon become the biggest mystery of their lives. Behind the perfect image of the Carter family was a battle that nobody outside the mansion knew about. While the world celebrated Ethan Carter and Emma Brooks' love story, Ethan's family saw their relationship as a threat to everything they had spent decades building. Ethan's father, Richard Carter, had always believed the family name mattered more than personal happiness. To him, the Carter Empire was not just a company. It was a legacy that had to remain under complete control. When he learned that Ethan planned to marry Emma Brooks, a woman from a completely different world, he feared the future of the family business would change forever. Richard believed Emma would influence Ethan's decisions and slowly take him away from the path he had created for him. Ethan's mother, Victoria Carter, secretly shared the same concerns. Although she smiled during family gatherings and congratulated the couple, behind closed doors she worried that Ethan's marriage would destroy the balance of power inside the Carter family. But the biggest threat came from Ethan's older brother, Michael Carter. Michael had spent years believing he would one day control the family empire. He had built his entire life around gaining his father's approval, and Ethan's position as the true heir had always been something he struggled with. If Ethan married Emma Brooks, Michael feared he would lose the influence he had fought so hard to gain. Together, Richard, Victoria, and Michael made a decision that would change Ethan and Emma's lives forever. They would stop the wedding, but they knew they could not simply tell Ethan the truth. He loved Emma too deeply, and any direct attack would only push him further away. So they created a plan designed to make Ethan disappear before he reached the altar, leaving Emma and the entire world believing he had walked away by choice. And on the morning of the wedding, their plan was finally put into motion. On the morning of the wedding, Ethan Carter believed he was about to begin the happiest day of his life with Emma Brooks. But before he could arrive at the church, he received an urgent message claiming there was a serious problem involving the Carter family business. Thinking he was protecting his family, Ethan left immediately. What he didn't know was that the emergency was a lie. The people who contacted him were connected to his family's secret plan. They took control of the situation, separated Ethan from everyone he trusted, and made sure he could not contact Emma. Meanwhile, inside the church, Emma Brooks stood at the altar waiting for the man she loved. Minutes became hours. The guests grew silent as the reality started to sink in. Ethan Carter, the billionaire heir, was missing on the most important day of his life. By the end of the day, the story had reached the media. Headlines called Ethan a runaway groom. People around the world questioned how someone could leave a woman like Emma waiting at the altar. But Emma knew nothing about the truth. Heartbroken and humiliated, she walked away from the spotlight and disappeared from public life, believing Ethan Carter had chosen to betray her. 20 years passed, and the Carter family empire continued to grow. After Richard Carter's death, Ethan Carter became the official head of the company he was once expected to inherit. To the world, he was a successful billionaire who had everything. But behind the success was a man who never forgot the day Emma Brooks disappeared from his life. While organizing old family documents inside the Carter estate, Ethan discovered a sealed letter hidden among his father's private belongings. The letter had one name written on it, Emma Brooks. Confused, Ethan opened it and began reading words that changed everything he believed about his past. The letter revealed the truth about the wedding day. The emergency call was fake. His disappearance was planned, and the people he trusted most had been involved. For 20 years, Ethan believed he had lost Emma because of circumstances beyond his control. Now he realized the people closest to him had taken away the most important person in his life. And for the first time, Ethan understood that the biggest betrayal did not come from a stranger. It came from his own family. After discovering the truth, Ethan Carter knew he could not change the past, but he needed answers. He hired private investigators to find Emma Brooks, hoping she would give him a chance to explain what really happened 20 years earlier. The search led them to a quiet town far away from the world of billionaires and headlines. There, they found Emma living a simple but meaningful life. She had dedicated herself to helping children and building a future focused on giving others hope. But one discovery shocked Ethan. Emma Brooks had never married. She had moved forward with her life, but a part of her had remained connected to the man she thought abandoned her. Inside her home was a small wooden box. Hidden inside was the engagement ring Ethan Carter had given her all those years ago. She had kept it as a reminder of the love story that ended without an explanation. For 20 years, Emma believed Ethan chose to leave. Now Ethan had one chance to tell her the truth. When Ethan Carter finally found Emma Brooks, he stood outside her door knowing that one moment could change both of their lives forever. When Emma opened the door, she froze. After 20 years apart, the man she believed had broken her heart was standing in front of her. For several moments, neither of them said a word. The memories of their wedding day, the pain, and all the unanswered questions filled the silence between them. Ethan did not try to make excuses. He simply handed Emma the sealed letter he had discovered inside the Carter estate. With trembling hands, Emma opened it and began reading the truth she had waited 20 years to know. Every lie, every secret, and every decision made behind her back was finally revealed. As tears filled her eyes, Emma realized Ethan Carter had never abandoned her. Their love story had been destroyed by the people who wanted to protect a fortune. And after 2 decades of believing the worst, Emma finally knew the truth. Ethan Carter knew the truth could no longer remain hidden. After 20 years of silence, he decided to reveal what happened on the day he was supposed to marry Emma Brooks. The Carter family's secret plan became public, shocking everyone who had followed their powerful legacy. Michael Carter lost his position and the control he had spent years trying to protect. The people involved in the plan faced serious professional consequences as the truth finally came to light. But Ethan did not want revenge. He wanted to turn the pain of the past into something meaningful. He created the Carter Hope Foundation, a charity dedicated to helping children and families in need, inspired by the years he and Emma lost. Before we end this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Mind Blowing, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next powerful story. After everything Ethan Carter and Emma Brooks went through, one question remains. If you were in Emma's position, would you forgive Ethan after 20 years, or would the pain be too difficult to forget? Share your thoughts in the comments. We would love to hear your opinion.